STCPod and the opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the presenters therein, without any affiliation or obligation to any establishment, either real or imagined, even if they wanted it. Now, get ready and hit start to continue.
Here we go. We're back. Hey, is that Joe? How's it going, sir?
Good, brother. How you doing?
How you doing? You look so stern today.
I've lost you my windows here.
Oh, good. Regular IT wizard.
There we are. There's your pretty little mug.
There we go. Cool, man.
So what's been going on?
Usual stuff. I was thinking maybe we should actually sound a little bit professional today, and you give everyone your standard intro. Let everyone know what they're listening to. What do you think about that?
Sure.
I just closed that window.
I did. I lost it now. Okay. Welcome, guys. You're listening to STCPod. I'm Joe, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Bill. That's where you say hi, Bill.
Oh, okay. Hi.
So before we start off, just wanted to quickly remind everybody to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/start-to-continue. And you can follow Bill on Twitter at STCPod. You can check me out at ACDecepticon. You can bookmark STCPod.com. Listen to us. I'm just talking to somebody. It's Bill.
Hey.
That's my wife that just came in.
Hey, howdy. Is everything cool?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right on.
We were just, I interrupted the, what's that movie with the Khaleesi?
The movie?
One that she did where she's like the house, the caretaker for the disabled person there.
You got me, pal.
Yeah, whatever. It came out last year anyway. I was having a nice little romantic movie watch with my wife, and then I realized, my other work wife needs me. But as I was saying, you can listen to us on iTunes under the title search STCPod, and for all of our episodes, you can find them on stcpod.podbean.com. And if you're listening to us, you got to check out some other great podcasts, blogs, and videos from people in our community at cartridgeclub.org. And as always, thanks again for everybody for tuning in every Friday morning, which is when we post a new episode. And now on with the show.
On with the show. Oh, we almost had a guest star there.
Yeah, almost.
That would have been groundbreaking for this show. People just nearly fell off their chair right there. I tell you, if we could offer up the video of what I just saw, people would line up to give to Patreon for us to get that piece of that video.
That was a bit of awkwardness.
You could have just come straight with everything right there.
It came clean.
Yeah.
Honey, I've been doing a podcast for 2 years.
More than one. Are we cool? Can we push on forward?
We can push on forward.
Okay. All righty. Whew, man, that was crazy.
I bet you love that.
I do love it. I think everyone just loved that moment. That's a piece of trivia, STCPod trivia. Forever. Look at you. You don't need a light on in that room now. The redness of your face is
it?
The whole room.
And there goes my camera off.
Oh, good.
That'll
help with the conversation.
All right, just because it's you.
Hey, what did you think of that the video I showed you earlier this week?
Oh, it was really good. I enjoyed it.
With the Zelda Breath of the what? What's it called? The Wild?
Breath of the Wild, of course.
Breath of the Wind?
I don't know. The hottest game.
I'm trying not to pay attention to it all, because it's going to be spoiled for everyone, those of us that aren't getting the game right away. So I'm trying to keep out of the Zelda Breath of the Wild franchise.
Well, I think you should be watching the Let's Play videos like I have been.
No. There's no need to do that. Hey, Look at that. Here we have a huge guest star coming on. Is that Lady J?
Sure is. How are you?
Good. How are you? I was just saying about the Zelda Breath of the Wild blowing through the internet right now, and I'd shown my co-host Joe over there a little video called Link's Arousing, starring you.
Indeed, yes. That's a fun video indeed.
Taking the internet to storm right there. So are you catching the wave of all this Zelda hype? Was it just, did you have this ready to go at the right time? Or
it's funny because it kind of worked out, to be honest. We had a backup plan as far as, the release of it, but we wanted to do it at MAGfest.
Well, let me give you a proper introduction. I'm sorry for being rude here. Let's see. This is Lady J. If you guys don't know who Lady J is, what is your problem? I can go right to her. I can go right to her presser right here. And it says, Lady J's been breaking the mold of what can be done by a female MC. Her aggressive style is often described as a punch in the face by fans and a wake-up call by newcomers. Your ultimate goal is to motivate the masses with your music and to be who you are without fear, overcome all obstacles, and stand for what they believe.
Yes.
That's something.
Yeah, man.
That is awesome.
It's hard, especially in this community. This is gamers and geeks. Like we love what we do, and we tend, honestly, from what I've observed, because I feel like I'm always kind of on that edge where the mainstream and nerdcore underground scene merge. Even in school, I was beating up bullies because they were messing with nerds. But nothing is better than nothing beats just saying what you want instead of trying to fit this mold to feel some kind of way. Like there's no point to spread that message.
Is that the message you try to get across in most of your songs or your albums? Like, is that the main theme, I guess, you want people to take from it?
I would honestly say the main thing, Be Who You Are Without Fear, kind of embodies the company, because Wreck the System is a company and a label, and everything we do is people see that we're doing it. Doesn't necessarily matter. And there's really no judgment. I never judge. But I would say the stuff in my music, it has more of a feel behind the mental aspect of what people do. And it stems from that. Because even in the Link's Arousing, I'm talking to Zelda saying, why didn't you give my man a chance? Like, what's going on? And I think that's usually where my music kind of falls. It's a mental thing. It's like, either what are you doing? It makes you think a little more. Even if it's silly, there's always that undertone.
Yeah, you had some great lines in the Link's Arousing video for sure. Munch on your dunk hunt. How could no one have thought of that already? That is brilliant.
With the little duck fly. Yeah, I love it. I love that.
Oh, man.
Who did the 8-bit graphics for that video?
Sound Productions, actually. A guy named Ben. He is really good. Really, really good. He actually done like campaign videos and, more boring stuff, but high-end things as well. So him and Paleface, they're kind of a duo, and they came together with like most of the visual aspect of the story. So I was highly impressed after I saw it. I was like, wow, okay, you got it. Because most of the time I have something to say or, it's like, I think you should change that or whatever. But I had no feedback. It was great.
Absolutely. What's the history of this song? How long ago does it go back where you started getting the words figured out?
Man, so it actually does go back way far. So I met Paleface. He's actually a client of the recording studio. I'm actually in the recording studio currently. And he, I was talking to him about what we do and what I was starting, like Nerdcore. And he's like, wow, what's that? So he's like a comedic rapper. If you can find his stuff at the people channel 38, the people at channel 38. And he has a bunch of stuff, but he never really did a Nerdcore song. So for an entire year, he was bouncing ideas back and forth, different lines, checking them and all this. And he played Link. Like he played the which one was it? The one on the Game Boy. Oh
Link's
man,
breaking it?
Sam's gonna hate me. Yes, there you go. But so he played it and he understood it. And he's just like, wow, this is out here. Like people do this. Like I'm like, yes. I find a lot of people who, you know, they'll kind of make nerdcore, have the geeky aspect and elements in their music, and just don't know not familiar with the genre at all. So yeah, this has gone back about a year and a half, and finally kind of came to life.
And you, like, when did the idea come to make this video rather than just, you know, an album or a track off an album?
That actually, it kind of got paired with the track itself. In fact, I think the video, even before the track was completed or the lyrics were completed, the video already started, you know, forming. So yeah, it went hand in hand at the same time.
Yeah, well, it definitely works. That's for sure. You got the Nerdcore and Wreck the System. What is Wreck the System? Tell us about it.
Yeah, Wreck the System. We are we're pretty much a nerdcore group. We've been together for about a year, and we have several things. The first thing we had was called Tokens, which was a collective of different nerdcore artists, as well as Mega Ran, Last Word Benders, RPG Unit, you know, Kadesh Flow. All of those guys were on it, and all the people I met, they, you know, some of them were already very well known, or at least up and coming in the nerdcore community, like Twill Distilled. She'd been doing it for a while, and Cam3, who's also in the group, is my producer. So we just individuals came together and we really do some amazing shows, man. I can't even front. We practice a lot, you know, there's a lot of choreography. It's like none other from what I've seen.
Do the group of you always play together at the same shows? Like you said, Cam3, there's DJ Mutiny, Osiris Green.
Yep.
You guys are always together at the shows?
Pretty much. If it's Wreck the System show, then yes. But individually, there are shows. Twill Distill has been getting shows in Ohio because that's where she's based. And I think Osiris Green might be going to A3C, possibly. But yeah, most of the time we are together, but when we split up, it's still very much so the same amount of energy. That's what I hear a lot. Our shows have a lot of energy. So.
And did you hit it off as a group together when you guys first met?
Yeah, it just happened so easily. Like, it wasn't even the intention, because like Wreck the System really is the label, and as well as it started off as a recording studio actually, and Wreck the System Recordings. So that's why our shirts actually say Wreck the System Recordings. That's the origins of it. And when people got together, you know, we just kept doing collabs, and we did, you know, when we did our shows together because of Tokens, because a lot of the times we were all on the same songs in the, you know, compilation, it just made sense. And people started referring to us as, oh man, it's Wreck the System. Yeah, look at Wreck the System. And we're just like, oh, I like that. Yeah, we were, you know, this kind of, it just fell into place. So it's pretty awesome, I can say.
Now, when I got your presser, I started delving into some of the history here and what you guys actually stand for, and I'm kind of really interested in the backstory to it all and where it came from. Like it says here, with their best interest in mind, Lady J encourages clients and associates not to fall blindly to the system put in place for them, as well as putting high priority in networking, communication, and quality services given with skills and experience. Was there an incident or something that at some point in your life that really caused you to change your perspective or make yourself really think in this positive manner?
Well, I lost my mom in 2015. I can't say that was the key factor. It's more like it made me stronger. And despite that happening, you know, I excelled, especially after that happened, because all of this really came up within a couple of years. But I think what happened for real is me observing how many people were unhappy, and the motivation behind it was my mom. She pushed happiness no matter what. My dad, who is really kind of obsolete, not in the picture, tried to make me into what seemed like, really a female. Like, he would hate for me to wear this hat and everything, want me to put on a dress and things like that. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't care if I'm a girl. It's not, it's not for me. And I would think that's the only thing. But then once I rejected that, my mom took my side, and I saw so many other people going through either the same thing or similar things where they didn't want to be somewhere. And it seemed like there's a system, it seemed like it was just that's how you're supposed to be. That's how you're supposed to contribute to society. Who wants to fucking do that? So that, I've seen that throughout my life, and I can't say that anything devastating happened to me, but it did encourage this whole frame of thinking.
Yeah, that is super inspirational. Thanks for sharing us with that story.
Yeah, not a problem. But yo, I have a question for you guys, actually. Back to Link's arousing. Did you get the fact that it was supposed to be like a corny, jokey type video? Because it's funny, I've been getting mixed reviews on that.
Well, that's how I took it. What do you mean? Like, what kind of reviews or comments have you been getting about it? Like,
so I've gotten yet I don't know if Paleface, specifically Paleface, he's a funny guy, so he doesn't care, but he's just like, was he serious? Was he did he was it supposed to be a joke? Like, they didn't get his jokes? Versus oh man, this is funny. He's being like ironic and obviously funny. Ha ha. So I've been getting kind of both sides of the spectrum and in that regard. So I was wondering if it was received differently for you guys.
No, I enjoyed it as a funny thing. I was laughing my way through it. You had some killer lines. It was funny.
Dope. Okay. Okay, cool.
Well, at least you're engaging all sides then, at least. Your audience, you're getting all kinds of the audience with getting both sides of it.
Oh yeah, it's funny. I think the side that was wondering if it was funny or not were like hardcore fans that were like, yo, yeah, this is funny, but he didn't mention this, and you guys aren't doing this, and he mentioned a game that was out of it. I'm like, okay. that's cool.
Well, that's true. You're definitely going to run into that. You're going to get that hardcore Zelda audience that needs things, very particular, ways.
I love everyone,
but
I love them all.
Would you call it a parody, this song?
Yes, absolutely.
Or a tribute?
It's totally a parody.
Yeah, it's great. Link's arousing. Come on. Sorry, Joe, go ahead.
So, Lady J, you're a fan, obviously, of anime and video games.
Yeah, very much so.
I'm an anime fan as well. What kind of particular ones are you into?
That's always usually a harder question to answer. I think I tend to fall for the very deep, but yet it has humor. Because there's anime where it's just like, oh, it's sad, it is action packed, that it is sad again, or then it's a little funny that it's sad. I would say a really, really good example of this would be Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And Full Metal Alchemist in general, but Brotherhood is the one that everyone talks about.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Is that one of the newer ones, or is it
like Full Metal FML? It's been out for a while. I can't even like put a year on it, but Brotherhood was a remake or re-release of it that I believe kind of shortened some things up, made the story a bit clearer, but it is dealing with alchemy, like real life stuff, and even the boys in there lost their mom. Everybody knows the story, at least the beginning. They lost their mom and they went on a quest to try to figure out how to be alchemists. So there's a whole lot of humor in there, as well as a lot of serious, true to life things. So if it's not that, then it's the pure comedy, like, Azumanga Daioh and, Unlucky Star, however. Oh, and Attack on Titan. That was probably a little less comedy, but more serious. So, yeah, in that realm, that's where I lean towards.
And how about video game playing? Is it, I know a lot of, at least from what I gather, what songs like from Token and some of the other albums, it seems to focus, at least in my opinion, a lot around Nintendo. Is that would you say that's your main system that you like to play, or is there?
Ironically, no. Actually, a lot of people will kill me, but no. I think PlayStation, and way back when I was in Sega. I mean, I've always been that person who liked both because there's the wars between PlayStation and Xbox, and Sega and Nintendo. I had a Sega. I obviously love Sonic. So I was, more into Sonic, played more Sonic games than Mario. So that's why I'm like, okay, I guess I'm Team Sega. But
I hear you. I'm on that team with you.
Say what?
I'm on that team with you.
Yeah, Team Sega. But the games that I would find myself playing, I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy. I have a album dedicated to Final Fantasy called Our Fantasy 2.
Yep.
And fighting games. I love Tekken. I love Dead or Alive. And if it's not an RPG or a fighting game, it would be a horror game like Silent Hill, Resident Evil, But
have you played the latest Resident Evil?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think of it? Did they make because I was a Resident Evil fan as well, but I found I think after number 4, I really started to get bored. Yeah, and then. And then I think I haven't played this one yet, but I have some friends that have bought it, and they said they made a really good comeback with this version, and probably have a lot of fans returning to the series.
Yes, they did. It brings back a good sense of what Resident Evil lost after 4, because I completely agree with you. After 4 was like, what's going on? But it also brought an element in there that wasn't in Resident Evil, but it fit and complemented perfectly. That would be my description of what the newest one is.
Were you playing it on the VR or?
I want to. But no, I was just playing it on PS4. I actually started probably the very beginning at my brother's house, because he's my go-to guy about game information. And he just lets me borrow things or, test them out before I buy them. Like, he's the game guru. But he let me borrow it, so I got to get back to it after I get out the studio.
Oh, it looks too scary for me. Definitely the VR. I think it'd be torture for me to do the VR experience of that Resident Evil game. Too scary.
I want to be tortured. I think it's hard for me to get scared. That's the point. It's like, yeah, this is creepy, but I would actually be scared, so I really do want to try it.
Are you keeping up on the modern consoles? Are you always staying up to date?
I try. I tend to wait maybe a year. That's kind of my rule. I want to wait a year, see how it's doing and everything, keep up with things, and then I'll go out and buy it. So I do have the latest one, PS4. And this, I'm not sure about the Switch. Like I said, it just came out. Is interesting if we end up going on tour consistently, because we have I think in April every weekend we are going to perform somewhere, but that's not really the kind of tour. I'm like 6 months, then I'll get the Switch and be straight. Right now it's like I'm cool.
Yeah, I like to wait 8 or 10 years before I get into make sure it's got its legs and everything.
Oh man.
Well, geez, there's rumors now. I just read yesterday the next PlayStation 5. There's rumors next year it could come out.
What?
Yeah.
Really? What? Wow.
2018. And of course, Xbox has this, what's it called? Scorpio project? Oh my God. That's due later this year. So it's hard to keep up.
Is it just me, or does it seem like as the generations, kind of progress, they are coming out with these consoles quicker and quicker?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if if I was a kid, it just wasn't paying attention to the times, or if I'm an adult and the time's just going by really fast. But Jesus, the PS4 just came out, 2 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it seems like we played the Nintendo forever and then finally made the switch to something else, but maybe it was quick back then. I don't know. Like you said. So
I think it's a bit of a factor too, where these companies want to make more and more profit, right? So I think they make their majority of profit in the sales of the actual game systems as opposed to the games.
That would make sense.
So
that would definitely make sense. And also, I wonder, my only concern with that is the quality, because, you know, they could kind of put out some half done, you know, not so great products. So far, PlayStation, I can't say has done that. PlayStation has progressed very well, in my opinion. And, you know, Nintendo, they've had a couple of bumps and everything, but, and I haven't owned enough Xboxes or really followed them like that. But, I just don't want them to get lazy. You know, I don't want them to get money hungry. I really want them to stick to their quality. So if it needs to take longer, then let it, you know. So we'll see, though.
speaking of games, are you a physical copy person or a digital?
I would say I probably have only bought 2 games because I get all of them from my brother. So I guess physical, since I'm between borrowing and I bought Overwatch, like the physical copy. And yeah, and then I bought Watch Dogs, so I'd say physical.
Okay. Well,
Something about actually owning, you know, tangibly touching it.
yeah, I take it your brother's a physical copy guy then? Sounds like he's a
Yeah.
real gamer and more of the old school, so.
Very much so.
Nice.
So are you a collector, though? Do you have to hold on to it forever and amass a huge collection to stare at?
You know, I wish I did. I'm originally from Long Beach, California, and we moved to Maryland 10 years ago, 11 years ago. But I had so many Sega games. I think eventually I am going to be a collector, because there's a place around here called Pandora's Cube. And yes, I'm shouting them out. They are amazing. They have all kinds of retro games, fixed consoles, and things like that. So I just keep buying games that I've played before, and it might advance into something bigger than that. Like, oh man, I know this game. I want to frame it and all this other stuff. So I think I'm on that track.
Yeah, for sure. What's the Sega Genesis game that you're looking to get back in the collection? Must be one that's been nagging at you.
Yeah. Which one was it? I think there's a game called Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
That game, because I had it, but you know, over time it just doesn't work. I tried to get it repaired, it doesn't work. So if I can get my hands on that again, I used to play that game with my mom all the time. That was like her favorite game, so I definitely want it.
I think that one's actually a little pricey too now, isn't it?
Yeah.
A couple $100 for it?
From what I've seen, like, you know, on eBay and everything, it's not easy to get. But one day.
Well, speaking of favorites, I know, well, I've read anyway, that you've got at least 11 years in audio engineering.
Yeah, 13.
So
13 to be exact.
For all the albums that Rectus Systems has done, have you been the audio engineer for them?
Mm-hmm. I sure have. I'd say I'm the lead chief head engineer, however you want to put it, because there are other engineers. Like, Rectus System Recordings is fully staffed. There's other engineers who work here, and you know, people come and go, or they've been fired and hired, or whatever. You know, everything is held at a very high expectation for the company, and I believe that's a huge reason for, you know, success with anything. Yeah, so I could give credit to an engineer named Candyman, credit to Osiris Green, because he is also an engineer and a pretty damn good one. And John, the guy named Andrew. So there's been kind of engineers who have fixed and tweaked things, but I've always been like the final mastering, you know, engineer for each project.
Okay. So we had asked you some of your favorite games. What's your favorite Rectus System album that you've done?
Oh man, they're like sitting right here. I would honestly have to say this one, Rage Quit. Main reason why, like, if this is my best friend right here. We did a photo shoot in my room, in my personal room. And on the front cover, it's a PS1 smashed. She went in there with a axe hammer and smashed the PlayStation, and we had a photo shoot with it. And she, it's called Rage Quit, so she's like playing the game and getting mad and all this other stuff. And the process was awesome. And it's my best work because since Wreck the System for real only has like 2 albums like together as a collective, and there's been Osiris Green had an album called Potential Energy and Twill Distill with Planet Twill and Distilled Screams. So, but we only got 2. So Rage Quit, I would say, is my favorite so far. With more to come.
The Final Fantasy stuff was before Wreck the System got together, right?
Yeah, Final Fantasy, man, that is such a like a dear album to my heart, man, because Cam 3 was with me. Like it really started off with me and Cam 3. And then I met everybody kind of coming up individually. Next was Justin, then Twill, then Osiris was the last one. But Cam produced all the beats except for one. And, we were in there and I was going through like losing my mom. Like she had cancer. I was in a really bad relationship and, kind of building myself. Because I've always been that artist that's looking for, okay, who is Lady J? I want to stick to my vision. I don't want to get thrown off because I was signed to a label before. You wouldn't even recognize me if you saw those pictures. And, I found myself in that album. Like that is Lady J. That is the image and form and sound that I want. So but it came right before Wreck the System really started.
I was kind of blown away by it when I was listening to it.
Oh yeah.
We're talking like a concept album here, and I don't think anyone's really done that through the vision of Final Fantasy, and it was really cool.
I really wanted it to take off a little more, and I think in the long run it will kind of resurface. We do have a plan that I could give a tidbit on. I plan on putting it out with a couple of bonus tracks and naming it Bonus Materia. So now with the success of Wreck the System, it can get a little more shine. But yeah, it was so cool. The overall concept, our fantasy is Final Fantasy in the real world put together because it does relate. Like who wouldn't want a Phoenix down to revive somebody who's dying? And who wouldn't want certain things that Final Fantasy has that we go through every day? And how can you judge somebody for wanting that? So it's, definitely deep.
People definitely have to check that one out for sure. What's the website? Wreckthesystem.com?
.net.
.net.
I don't know, some random rock band or it's a dead link. But yeah, we had to get to .net. So it is wreckthesystem.net. You can find our stuff.
All your stuff's there. Definitely check out that Final Fantasy stuff, man. That was cool.
Thank you so much.
And you can keep going with Final Fantasy forever. Like they're continuing the video games forever. So
and I am at the end of Final Fantasy 15 now, man.
Really?
Yes, it is. I think just like any game, it has its qualms, but it was really good. If you get into the characters and start really caring about who they are, it's good. If you don't, it might lack a little bit. So,
Joe, how far are you on that? Did you give up?
No, I didn't give up, but I'm only about 10 hours into the game.
Oh, okay.
I am enjoying it, though. I took a bit of a break from it because much like Resident Evil, the few previous Final Fantasies before this one were very lackluster and pretty boring in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really impressed with what I see so far with this one. Yeah, you're right though when you say it's really, if you can invest yourself into the characters, then you're really going to enjoy the game. And I think that's probably where Final Fantasy, for the most part, succeeds with their character development.
Very good. And I just like driving and doing random stuff with them and just seeing what they're talk. Like the commentary is probably the best part of the game, them just interacting with each other. And it's so different from any other Final Fantasy. So it's cool. Yeah, I definitely say, anybody listening, give it a shot.
So you're saying you're hitting the road soon, going on a bit of a tour. What kind of shows where should people be looking for you?
Well, pulling up the schedule. We are going to be in Ohio at ShumatsuCon. Yep, that's the weekend of the April 15th. Then we'll be at YoiCon the weekend of April 29th. And we're supposed to be also going to what's called MAGfest, which is it's in Virginia, but it's a film festival. So we're performing there. And there was something Vandal Fest. That's coming up really soon. That's in Baltimore at the Wind Up Space on the 25th.
You got that happening. You got the studios flying down there. You got lots of people coming in. What do you say to someone who wants to go in this direction with their music and, they're in high school maybe or just finishing up high school and they have this music inside them, but what can you do? What can you do with it? How do they make the next step to what you're doing?
It's hard to find, and sometimes I think people get lucky, between luck and just determination, but a team is really, really important. Even if it's just three of you guys, I would say get a team or, make the money you need so you can pay people to do certain things. Because I'm doing a lot, but I cannot do everything. And my team I give full credit to for, the successes so far. Also determination, because life always happens, something's going to happen, nothing's perfect. So I would say be determined. Don't be afraid to find a team, and also don't be afraid of, stepping out of your vision a little bit, because it's hard, especially for creatives, to feel like something is being compromised or something is changing, because that's what happens. That's the fear of bringing in a team, because everybody has their own things and you might bump heads, but step outside a little bit, because in the end, it may just come right back or it'll be centered as long as you have the right people around you.
For sure. Yeah, you got to be able to bend a little bit.
Yeah.
So, did you get many stragglers come knocking at your door with just maybe a demo and saying, what do I do?
I think there's several, it almost seems like two hats, because as an audio engineer, I have clients in here who they're asking what should I do, or how does my music sound? And I give them the perspective of being prepared for, the next step, versus somebody who's looking at me as a label head, is like, yo, what are you looking for? Then I tell them what they need to have. So I do get that a lot. And I get a lot of people want to be signed, but they're nowhere near Nerdcore. And we're not at the point where mainstream is our complete target. But hopefully with this next single, Hotel Party, we'll be able to cross over and finally kind of complete what we set out to do.
Hotel Party.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us more about that. When's that happening?
It's still to be announced, because it's also pairing with a album we're going to be coming out with, and that's also to be announced. But I could say late this year. Definitely look forward to another Rector System album.
Very cool.
Will there be a video for the single as well?
Absolutely, there will be.
Where do you see this the Nerdcore thing going? Is it just going to keep growing, or
do you
see it slowing down at some point?
I see it growing because it is spilling over into the mainstream. And I mean, honestly, mainstream is where a lot of the money is. It's just, the masses. That's what it seemed to me. People use the term mainstream, but it's the masses. So you have people like Kanye West coming out with albums, I think at the end of this year, that is literally based off games. I don't know much about it, but that's all he's put out. Then there's several artists like Migos who are doing videos of they're Mario characters and everything. And you see that all the time, and it's happening a little more and more. So I do see this growing as long as, the Nerdcore community does not hold themselves back. There's a lot of purists here, and they feel like it needs to stay tight and all this other stuff. And those people made fun of them in school, so they don't want anything to do with them. But yeah, we got to break that, man. I know Megaran is trying to cross that boundary, and I'm with them.
I know it's been a number of years already where, Hollywood has sort of embraced the nerd culture in terms of, Marvel Studios and all that stuff. Do you take a bit of satisfaction in knowing that the mainstream has pretty much really accepted the nerd culture?
I'd say so. I guess I didn't think too thoroughly about, them making the Marvel movies. I know, yeah, that does go hand in hand with the purists being mad because they're not sticking entirely to the exact comic book script, and versus other people who are now being introduced to, the geek community and actually kind of come in and they come more to the cons and they grow because the mainstream is broadcasting it. So yeah, I could definitely say I'm satisfied with that. And for them to be open-minded. And I would like for the Nerdcore community and our community as well to be open-minded about them.
Wow, that would be great if the world could be open-minded.
Yeah.
That would be something.
We just need enough. It won't be everybody, but a large body of people or a leader, somebody to really take us there. It'll open up many more people.
Absolutely. Going back to Links Arousing, is there any future big events where you're going to be unveiling that? Is there any other outlets that you're going to be premiering the video?
I think all of it is in notation, I can't even say off the top of my head where it will be played. I believe we do plan on playing it at ShimatsuCon. There's an opportunity there, but as far as solid, sources, I have no idea.
Well, we definitely want our listeners to go check out that video. Links Arousing with Paleface featuring Lady J.
Yep.
It was great having you on. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate this.
Thank you for having me. Thank you,
sharing
guys.
your very inspirational stories. I appreciate it. Is there anywhere we know about wreckthesystem.net? Is there anywhere else you want people to go?
Everything. I'd say Facebook. Facebook is where we are the most active with our updates. So just Wreck the System on Facebook. You find us there, and we're on all the other ones: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I barely use that though. I'm gonna be honest. So Snapchat is a weird place, man.
Yeah,
but yeah. So I'd say Facebook. You type in Wreck the System on Google, you'll find us everywhere.
Cool.
And Wreck is with the W, like Wreck-It Ralph is what I say. Wreck the System, spelled right.
Absolutely. Well, good luck with everything, and I'm sure some of our listeners will be checking you out at your conventions coming up.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great one. I will be checking you guys out as y'all progress as well.
Right on. Thank you.
Thanks, Lady J.
All right, that was Lady J.
Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, she had a great story.
Absolutely.
And the video is cool. I'm not just blowing smoke. Links Arousing is a fun little romp. And I think everyone knows I'm not a big hip hop person, but that shit was funny. It was funny.
It was. I just had a fun time, not only with the Links Arousing video, but some of the songs and Tokens and the other album, catching a lot of the game references that they were throwing into each of the songs.
Yeah. Oh man, dig into that Final Fantasy album. It was wild. Yeah. And how she ties it all into the real world in lyric. It's great.
Oh, that's what I meant to ask her too, and I totally forgot. Just the process of songwriting and like, what does it take? Like, how long does it take for them to do a particular song, and what kind of hours she's putting in the studio?
I'd like to go visit that studio, see what's doing there. Seems like it's hopping.
Yeah, we should have asked her about her equipment too.
Yeah. Well, why didn't you think of that?
Well, because, man, put me on the spot, and I draw a blank sometimes. Oh well, maybe next time she's on.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, how about yourself? What's been going on today or the last couple of days?
Well, you know, did some thrifting.
Well, I don't know. That's why I was asking you.
A little bit of thrifting. Nothing big to report.
Drop some ducats on some games there.
Hey, you know, now that our pickup video is out, I can talk about the mystical X blocks for
Yeah,
reals.
you really dropped the ball on that one.
What are you talking about?
Miss Gold is not crystal.
That works in song. That's well within the boundaries of
Actually, I
semblance.
think you had said mystical or something.
No, that's what your head construed it to.
Oof. Well, anyway, I think everyone agreed that your hint was very poor
No, I don't
at
think so.
best.
It was good. Anyways, I took it to work there to show it to you, and we noticed it was much dirtier than what I had originally thought, especially inside, because you know it's see-through, so you can see the dirt inside. This sucker must have been a workhorse because that fan was super dirty, but it works like a charm. I had it pumping out. I threw conkers in there, and it was pumping out at like 720p on the TV. It looked amazing, ran perfect. But you know, you wanted me to pop it open and do a proper
I think you should do a proper cleaning on that thing.
proper cleaning. However, a couple of the screws underneath, you have to either like penetrate stickers or peel them back without wrecking them if you want to keep the stickers perfect. And I wouldn't want to mess up those stickers, so I really don't want to have to crack open the case. And as well, your partner M on the Transformers and Beer podcast mentioned that see-through plastics of a certain age get more brittle than a colored plastic would be. So I don't want to play with all that, and you know, my luck, I end up cracking it or something. So I went to it last night, and I had some old-fashioned pipe cleaners, and I got in the vents with the pipe cleaner. It actually worked. I got in there.
Well, I know you're good at cleaning the pipes.
Oh, good one. Look at you. I set you up just like that.
Yeah, and I took it.
Yeah,
So
so
you're
there
going
you
to
go,
sell me
folks.
that
Pipe
thing or what?
cleaners. Well, I have to still get a backup one. And then after the backup one, we'll be able to sell you that one.
So after you buy one more, the next one you find after that, you'll be able to sell to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting.
But actually, I have nowhere to put this Crystal X box. That's the truth. So
You can put it under your desk like I do.
yeah, I think it'll be an under the desk thing for a little while until I figure out something nice.
I still have to
put it.
finish my game list cataloging. I've been transferring all my game lists from Word document over to the Excel sheet that Derek from the Two Dorks posted on the Cartridge Club forum. And that's a real pain in the ass.
Well,
I should have paid you to do it for me.
well, I'm surprised you didn't maneuver Derek into doing it for you.
What are you saying?
You always maneuver people into doing your work for you.
I do not. To
You're-
do my work for me.
Yes, you're a master at that.
Even if I'm paying for it, that's maneuvering someone to do the work for me.
Yeah. I'm hoping there's enough time here because I would love to get into how you were putting the stuff into your database. I got to witness it and immediately caught you cooking the books. I don't know why.
No, I'm not cooking the books.
Yeah, you were cooking the books. He was going along and entering values he'd put in a game and where he got it from. And then for the purchase price, he'd put 0 and then fill in the rest and go to the next game where he got it from, purchase price 0. No, the purchase price couldn't have been 0.
Well, it was 0 because it was free money.
No, that's ridiculous. It was money.
Yeah, but it didn't come from it didn't come out of my pocket as in I had to spend time at work earning it.
But that's irrelevant. You should be keeping track of how much something is worth so you can see at the end of it how much you
Well,
put in, how much you
I've
put out.
gone back since, and I added a column on the far end of the word sheet or the Excel sheet. And in that column, I put what I actually paid for the game.
So you have a lying column for lies, and you have a
No.
truth column.
No,
No sense.
no,
Makes
because
sense.
then I can't put actual price and then free price in the same column because it calculates it.
Oh my God.
Do you
Free
understand?
price. No. You're confusing everybody.
No.
You're basically saying money that you have extra from either selling something, like money you've earned through the hobby, is free money to you, and therefore you're not going to log it when you spend it, which is weird. You're overthinking things and cooking the books at the same time. I don't think you want to see a huge number at the end of your sheet when it says how much you purchased. I think that's what's going on.
Well, yeah, no, I don't want to see that either. But that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for my own mental record of I bought it. It was free money. So the game was actually free. So if I sell it again, it's still going to be profit.
That makes no sense. How many extra columns did you add to this thing? Is there a column of how you earned this extra money and how this extra money got earned and how many knees got broken for this money?
I do have to monkey around and make some columns up, but then I got to play around with the calculations. So I got to be careful where I put them in. Probably more than likely throw them at the end of the spreadsheet so that I don't have to worry about any previous calculations done earlier on in terms of what columns get shifted around. But yeah, I think I'm almost up to date. I just have to catalog what systems I have, what Game Boy games I have, and what DS games I have. And then I should be good. Come up with a big final total, and we can talk about it. And you should be doing this for your stuff. Why are you not doing this?
I'm really going to try. I almost put away a couple games today from this year, and I thought, oh, gee, I got to keep track of this now. So I wrote some numbers down on an envelope, and
because you won't lose that.
But I'm only going to start from now. I'm not going back and filling in.
Well, how would you even remember? So you have to start from now, right? You're not like me, who's been cataloging since I got back into it, whatever, a couple of years ago.
Well, I have the database of all the games, not necessarily the prices.
Well, that's what's important. Not what games, it's the prices and all that stuff is what the whole database is really for.
Yeah, apparently, but you make up numbers on the prices. So again,
I don't. It makes up sense to me.
I hope you put an example of your spreadsheet up on the forums found over at cartridgeclub.org so everyone can see the madness that goes through your mind.
Why would you want that? Then people would see what I pay for stuff.
No, just do an example of all your crazy columns.
Oh, well,
or Derek can put together a parody spreadsheet of what Joe's imaginary perfect spreadsheet would be.
Much like he put on your spreadsheet column. What do you say? Prices or what did something with me ripping you off or something? What was that again?
I don't know, titles that Joe screwed me on.
Oh, that's right. It was price that Joe screwed Bill on.
Because that goes in my negatives. That's money I have to eat.
In reality, you're still making profit on the game.
What? How? Let's not get into this.
You're either making a little bit of profit or you're just breaking even with it, which is what a bro price is, especially when you don't care about it. Nothing to say.
Let's get your wife back on the show.
No, she's sleeping.
Oh man. Anyways, okay. Just quickly, thrifting today. We will have a pickup video because I did get a bunch of stuff. It was pretty cool. I found I took a picture of some stuff I didn't buy. I don't know if you saw that. The stuff in the showcase at Value Village. Well overpriced
Where'd you put this up on
SNES
Twitter?
stuff. Yeah.
Did you tag me on it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course, I tagged you on it, and
Why would you not? I'm part of your thing.
someone donated a Super Nintendo and a bunch of games, and of course, Value Village has to split it all up and put individual prices on every single game. Overprice a system which has got bashed in corners and is caked in barn crap. Anyways, but aside from that, they did miss out, and they gave me a really good price on. Well, I guess I can't say what it is. You got to check out the pickup video, but it rhymes with Fame Goy Bowler. That's what it rhymes with. So that was cool. That's my first one of those in my collection. A Fame Goy Bowler.
Game Boy
So,
Color?
I'll look for that in the next pickup video.
I just found your Twitter picture. $59 for a Super Nintendo with yellowed front controller ports, as well as a crack on the front right corner, dead center.
Yeah, both corners were cracked.
Oh, good. And what was the other picture here? Oh, look at these games. Doom, red cartridge for $29. Prince of Persia for $24. Garbage. Spawn for $34. Frig. Come on.
No, everything was calculated eBay plus whatever they thought shipping would be. So they're way overpriced.
Really?
I had a 30% off card, and that still wouldn't have got me to where I'm comfortable.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo for $30. Donkey Kong Country 2 for $30. Wow.
But that'll be gone tomorrow. I bet you someone will snap that up.
I bet you that Doom will be gone.
I mean, at least the Super Nintendo wasn't up to like $99. At least they had that,
Well, it's in shit condition, too.
So what would you rather have? That at least isn't yellowed, except for the controller ports, but it has two cracked corners. Would you rather a non-yellowed cracked corner SNES or a yellowed SNES? And I don't even like to call it yellowed. I like to call it bronzed. Which would you rather have, a perfect bronzed or a perfect white with, or as you like to say, bone white with cracked corners?
Wow. Tough to say. Oh, man. I don't know. Jeez.
I don't mind my bronzing one, man. I
got it yellowed a bit. You could still take it apart and try and whiten it.
No, it's nice. It's a nice color.
Or,
it's nice.
Or you get one of those skins to cover it up.
Why are we so against a tan nowadays?
Well, because it signifies degrading of the plastic of the case, right?
Yeah, but maybe your peroxide solution might degrade it even further.
Oh, it does. But at least it'll be bone white or closer to it.
You and your bone white.
What's this? You found a Nintendo Switch in a store?
No, I was just at Walmart, and the shelves were actually full of Nintendo Switch, so I thought it'd be worth taking a picture of. And
$3.99.
I said, should I? But that was really a test to all the Twitter people to see how well they knew me. Because if they knew me, they'd obviously know that my protest against Nintendo is still in full effect due to their lack of stock of the NES Classic Edition. I will not purchase any Nintendo product at the retail level because of this NES Classic debacle. That's my protest. I'm sticking to it.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Well, I'm going through the rest of your Twitter feed here, and I have to say I'm not really impressed with it.
Well, yeah, you've been gangbusters yourself this last couple days. Same with your comments on our latest pickup video. You're really engaging with everyone.
I have. I feel I filled it all out.
We released another pickup video.
When? Oh, did we? When? Oh, the other day. That's right. Okay. Well, I haven't gone to that one yet.
Well, I know why you're not going on that one. It's because you clearly lost that pickup battle. So it's hard for you to look at it. That's fine.
Well, I'm still ahead in the numbers. Yep.
I don't know about that.
Ask me what I did all day today.
Hey, Joe. What did you do all day today?
I am in the process of switching all my services over from Rogers to Bell.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So Monday this week, the technician was over for 3.5 hours to install my internet and cable. And then...
Were you going crazy for the whole time?
I honestly didn't think it would take that long.
So, I mean, you won't let me in your house, let alone a stranger to install cable. So,
well, I wasn't happy that he came in, but it was, I had to do it. And then on Tuesday, I still have the 3 cell phones that I need to pull over from Rogers. So I spent probably, without a word of a lie, minimum of 2 hours, 2.5 hours, either on the phone or on the phone on hold, waiting to talk to multiple people in terms of unlocking my Rogers phones, talking to our company's employee services to get confirmed discount rates, this and that, calling the Bell store to get their take on something, had to call Rogers twice. Yeah, literally probably a good chunk of almost an entire morning just on the phone getting these things done. And at the same time trying to back up the phone to the iCloud, which took about 3 hours per phone.
Samsung and Google do that automatically, so there's none of that
Well,
you have to worry about.
Apple gives you the option if you want to do it or not. It doesn't force you to do it like Samsung does.
When these people were in your house, did you offer them like lemonade?
No, it was one person
Something to drink,
and no
lemonade.
No lemonade. Normally, if it's like a big job, I'll more so like when the nice warm weather's come, it's like, hey, you want a nice cold drink? You want this or that? You want a coffee or something? And no, not this time though.
So
I had one though.
I'm curious. You went through this whole endeavor. We were really shocked how when you were canceling your one account that company didn't come back and offer you whatever you wanted. Because like we know in the telecommunication business, when you lose subscribers, that's called churn. And that's like the worst thing for a telecommunications company is to have churn. So they usually will offer you anything you want to keep you in the system so that statistic doesn't go up. They weren't giving you any of that. Did they give you anything after it was canceled? Like, we got one more chance, sir. Can I offer you this?
The lady who was unlocking my cell phones was very nice and actually congratulated me on being a customer with them for the past 11 years. 10 years, 11 years, whatever it was, she said. And she was sorry to see me go and offered to upgrade my data package by giving me extra 3 gigs, but keeping my prices the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that seems to be the thing.
Still didn't even come close to matching what I was going to get from my new provider. So, yeah, unfortunately, I thanked her and said I appreciate you at least making the effort for it, because when I was trying to stay with you guys for my other services, they were having none of it and didn't even offer anything. So,
yeah, no, I was just curious because we were all week, every time your phone rang, thinking, oh, this is them and they're going to offer you the world, but it never happened. So
Well,
it was
they
fun.
called the once, and then they left a number for me to call back. So it's like, I got to do work and call you guys back now. Okay. But I'll give you this credit. In hindsight, I probably should have switched over my my cell phones at least 2 years ago, because I would have saved a huge chunk of money.
And you're giving me the credit because I did tell you that 2 years ago.
Yes.
And I said it in a very diplomatic way, not like I was into your business or anything, just as someone who's very wise, trying to guide a coworker.
Yes. Yes. I give you that.
We'll ultimately have to flip-flop back at some point too.
Oh, probably. I think that's usually what happens, right?
Yep.
Company gets you for X amount of years, and you go back to their competitor, and then back and forth. It's all whoever just gives you the better rate.
It's all about that churn thing. Either when they're caring about it, they don't let anyone go. But when that doesn't become one of their prime objectives, then the retentions department just doesn't bother with anything.
Yeah, you think that would just be a major factor? Like that should be top priority, number one on any list. If you want to try and beat your competitor, you have to keep customers away from them, right? No matter what the cost.
Yeah, you can't. You're not only giving them a customer, you're losing customers. So you lose twice over. So no good. Anywho,
And word of mouth too. Always plays a negative factor when other people listen to your complaints, right?
Well, enough on that infomercial. Is that all you got for me?
That's it. Well, I picked up some games too, but I'll show you later.
Okay, cool. So lots to come in the next pickup video. You got any rhymes or anything for a tease? I heard P2 loves the tease. He waits through the entire episode to get a good tease.
He likes being tickled by it.
Yep, he loves it.
What does mine rhyme with? Mine rhymes with. Put me on the spot here. Mine rhymes with a station shoe.
What?
A station shoe. Come on, that's so easy, dude.
Wow. Okay.
Well, believe me, it's way better than Mixical Plixel or whatever you said about that Xbox Crystal. A station shoe. Say it.
Yeah.
Say it so I know you heard it properly.
Yeah, I heard you.
Say it.
Why? But I don't understand if what it is, why you would need that. 15,000 backups to the same thing. Why don't you say something? What about that?
No, it's not a system. I said I picked up games.
Oh, well. But how's that a tease then? Jeepers. Say you got a
what system it goes for.
Well, say something cool like a mega bladdern. I picked up a mega bladdern. Look at this thing.
You're not funny.
Thank you.
All right.
Wrap this puppy up.
Well, I hope you appreciated all the work I did getting our last show up on YouTube. I'm assuming I'll be doing all the work again this week.
There's something about it doesn't like to convert these Google Hangout shows online. So
there you have it, folks. Excuse train that I have to listen to every day.
Well, I saw the hard work you put into it. I said you threw it up and that's all you were going to do. I was out and about. So I'm like, look, dude, can you just make it public and fill in the info? Just grab the info from the last episode and whatever.
Which I did.
No answer back. So we don't know if he's doing it. And then I happen to see it's up. And yeah, he took last week's episode and pasted her all in there. He didn't change a single word. In fact, the same description as the last episode was on there.
Really?
Good effort.
I thought I just copied the links. Did I copy the description too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. Did you fix it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good job.
Christ. Anyways, people are liking the audio only. I appreciate those folks going on YouTube, checking it out rather than, I don't know, they don't prefer the Podbean. So YouTube is there as an option to listen to us. And
Well,
don't
let's be
forget,
honest, the Podbeans only really allow access to iTunes, right? So
yeah, it creates the RSS feed. You're right, Joe. Don't forget, we have our store is still open over at Teespring. Is that where we're at? Teespring? Yeah, teespring.com /stores/STCPod.
don't forget, I'm also looking for donations game-wise. If anyone wants to contribute a game to me and have me review it, I accept donations.
Yeah, but he'll never play. Yeah, okay. Never donate to this guy.
Please.
All right, man.
All right.
That's it.
Good show. I guess as of the time of this recording, I will see you tomorrow at work.
Yeah, most likely.
I'm going to go off to Stardew Valley for a little bit.
No, please go to sleep right now. Please go to sleep right now.
Come on,
Yes.
dude. It's early.
No, it's not. Go to sleep right now, please. I got to work with you tomorrow. Shit.
All right. I'll go take some of my melatonin and go to bed.
Yep, me too. All right, do it.
Okay, Grouchy. Post it and post it.